Collaboration over competition. Let me expand on that for you. It was New Year's Eve a couple of days ago, and I was sitting around a bush campfire with my family and friends, and we're all just chatting, and I thought, you know what, let's make up a game where we could all get involved and have a little bit of fun and enjoyment beyond what we're doing. So I brought forth this game that I'd sort of made up on the spot, and you know what I got? All I got was resistance. Not, no, we don't want to play, but all of a sudden everyone had a better rule, or why this rule wouldn't work, or that rule, all this stuff, right? And I thought to myself, this is a great observation for me to make, to see where we are at as a society. Now, this was my family and my friends, and instead of them just getting behind an idea, being a part of it, coming along, going, you know what, this sounds great, let's make it happen. All I got was this resistance. Why this rule would be better, why we should play this game instead. All of a sudden my game had sparked this conversation where now everyone was all of a sudden creating games. And that's great. I'm glad that my game could inspire people to get creative. But that's not the point of the video. The point of the video is this. Why does it take someone else to say something in order for you to jump in and start giving your 2 cents? Why don't you just either come up with it yourself, or simply just get behind someone and say, yeah, let's make it happen. Let's get behind this. Why does it always need to come back to the self to think that you have a better idea? Why? And the hard part is, typically the ones who come up with the ideas first, the ones who cop the most resistance from all the people that would never come up with that idea in the first place. Now I'm using a very trivial example, but the data that I collected in the sense of an observational standpoint was really interesting. No one knew how to just support each other. And then once we all finally agreed on which game we should play and how we were going to play it, all that person was then met with was the same resistance that I was met with. And it's like, we're family and friends and we can't even make this shit work. How's society supposed to make it work? Then, once we did agree to the game, guess what happened next? People wanted to know who the loser was and who the winner was. How do we win? Little did they know the game was about group inclusivity, and it was about going around the circle and making sure that we kept the streak going. Therefore, it's about a group win. But we didn't know how to handle that as a group of people. We wanted someone to point the finger at and say, you loser. Or put the hand up and say, I'm the winner. This mentality is a losing mentality. That's not what's got us anywhere as a species. And it will continue to keep us stuck. Yes, there needs to be winners and losers in the sense of the way in which someone perceives something. But honestly, we're never going to win if there's always a winner. Because the moment you win, that means there's losers around you, technically. How can you consider it winning when others around you are losing? How is that a victory? It's not a victory, because you're part of that collective. Now, this is family and friends, yeah? Family and friends. And we couldn't even get it right. So when you look at society, you go, well, geez, we've got a long way to go. But the truth be told, if we could come from the lens or the angle of let's collaborate rather than compete, let's have the group victory, let's win together rather than, well, if I'm winning, you're losing, or if I'm losing, you're winning. It's such a fucked up mentality, and I'm actually sick of seeing it. And again, it was very frustrating for me with my family and friends, not because I put a game forth and it was essentially shat on by people around me. I'm all for it. I don't have all the ideas in the world. And as I've said before, like in other videos, like none of us are smarter than all of us. So I'm all for getting the conversation going in these things. But if you're the type of person who only chimes in once an idea's been brought forth and all you do is say, no, this won't work because, and you don't offer another reason as to why it can be better, you're not operating correctly. You're derailing the conversation. You're derailing the momentum. You're removing the forward growth that's trying to be had there. That's what you're doing. So next time before you speak, ask yourself, am I contributing to something through ego here, through trying to have my 2 cents to feel important, or am I just going to get behind someone who's doing something great? And even if it doesn't work out, give it its best chance to work out. Like, what type of person are you? How do you operate? Think about it, because so many of us have got caught up in this shit over the years, and it's wrong. Because this is just a small example of something that happened around a campfire with family and friends on New Year's Eve. Think about this on a bigger scale, across society, on a more intimate, personal level with relationships or people you care about or situations that mean something to you. Think about the difference and work out where you find yourself situated on that ledger. Are you derailing the conversation? Or are you advancing it?